Mauritania was in ancient times a part of North Africa corresponding to the Mediterranean coast of what is today Morocco. Mauritania originally was an independent tribal Berber kingdom from about the 3rd century BC. It became a client state of the Roman Empire in 33 BC, then a full Roman province after the death of its last king Ptolemy of Mauritania in AD 40. Mauritania fell to the Vandal conquest in the 430s, but was reconquered by the Eastern Roman Empire in 533. There was a time of weak Byzantine rule when the territory was practically independent. The province was finally lost to the Arab Umayyad Caliphate Muslim conquest of the Maghreb around AD 698. In 743, the Berbers defeated the Umayyad Muslims in the Berber Revolt, regained full independence and founded many Muslim Berber kingdoms. Maori Kingdom. Mauritania existed as a tribal kingdom of the Maori people on the Mediterranean coast of North Africa, from at least the 3rd century BC. The Mediterranean coast of Mauritania had commercial harbours for trade with Carthage since before the 4th century BC. But the interior was controlled by Berber tribes, who had established themselves in the region by the beginning of the Iron Age. The earliest recorded mentions of the Maori are in the context of Phoenician and Carthaginian settlements such as Lixus, Volubilis, Mogador and Chella. King Atlas was a legendary king of Mauritania credited with the invention of the celestial globe. The first known historical king of the Maori is Baga, who ruled during the Second Punic War. The Maori were in close contact with Numidia. Bokhari was father-in-law to the redoubted Numidian king Jugurtha. Mauritania became a Roman client kingdom of the Roman Empire in 33 BC. The Romans installed Juba II of Numidia as their client king. When Juba died in AD 23, his Roman-educated son Ptolemy of Mauritania succeeded him. The mad Emperor Caligula had Ptolemy executed in 40. Emperor Claudius annexed Mauritania directly as a Roman province in 44, under an imperial governor. Not depriving the Maori of their line of kings would have contributed to preserving loyalty and order, it appears. The Maori, indeed, manifestly worship kings, and do not conceal their name by any disguise, Cyprian observed in 247. The known kings of Mauritania are Roman province. In the 1st century AD, Emperor Claudius divided the Roman province of Mauritania into Mauretania Caesarensis and Mauretania Tingitana along the line of the Molucca River, about 60 kilometers west of modern Oran. Mauretania Tingitana was named after its capital Tingis. It corresponded to actual northern Morocco. Mauretania Caesarensis was named after its capital Caesarea and comprised actual western and central Algeria as far as Kabylie. Mauritania gave the empire one emperor, the equestrian Macrinus, who seized power after the assassination of Caracalla in 217 but was himself defeated and executed by Elagabalus the next year. Emperor Diocletian's Tetrarchy reform further divided the area into 3 provinces, as the small, easternmost region of Citofensis was split off from Mauretania Caesarensis. The Notitia Dignitatum mentions them still, to being under the authority of the Vicarius of the Diocese of Africa, Adux a Preses Provinciae Mauritania a Caesarensis, i.e., a Roman governor of the rank of Respectabilis, who also held the high military command of Dux, as the superior of 8 border garrison commanders, each styled praetor positus limitus, followed by columnatensis, vidensis, inferioris, fortensis, muticitani, audiensis, capucellensis and augustensis, a preses in the province of Mauritania Citofensis, and, under the authority of the Vicarius of the Diocese of Hispania, a comes Rei Militaris of Tingitana, also ranking as Respectabilis, in charge of the following border garrison commanders: Praefectus ali Herculi et Tamuco tribunis cohortus secundae Hispanorum et Duga tribunis cohortus primi Herculi et Orlucos tribunis cohortus primi et Riorum et Castrabarensis and other tribunis cohortus et Sala tribunis cohortus Pacationensis et Pacationa tribunis cohortus tertiary Asturum, et Tabernes tribunis cohortus Friglensis et Friglas, and to whom 3 extraordinary cavalry units were assigned: Equites Scuterii Senioris, Equites Sagittarii Senioris, Equites Cordueni, appreisers of the same province of Tingitana. Late Antiquity. Roman Moorish kingdoms. During the crisis of the 3rd century, parts of Mauritania were reconquered by Berber tribes. Historical sources about inland areas are sparse, but these were apparently controlled by local Berber rulers who, however, maintained a degree of Roman culture, including the local cities, and usually nominally acknowledged the suzerainty of the Roman emperors. In an inscription from Altavar in western Algeria, one of these rulers, Masuna, described himself as Rex Gentium Maurorum a Romanorum. Altavar was later the capital of another ruler, Garmule or Garmules, who resisted Byzantine rule in Africa but was finally defeated in 578. The Byzantine historian Procopius also mentions another independent ruler, Mastagas, who controlled most of Mauritania Caesarensis in the 530s. Vandal Kingdom. The Vandals conquered the Roman province beginning in the 420s. The city of Hippo Regius fell to the Vandals in 431 after a prolonged siege, and Carthage also fell in 439. Theodosius II dispatched an expedition to deal with the Vandals in 441, which failed to progress farther than Sicily. The Western Empire under Valentinian III secured peace with the Vandals in 442, confirming their control of proconsular Africa. For the next 90 years, Africa was firmly under the Vandal control. The old provinces of the Roman Diocese of Africa were mostly preserved by the Vandals, but large parts, including almost all of Mauritania Tingitana, much of Mauritania Caesarensis and Mauritania Citofensis and large parts of the interior of Numidia and Byzacena, had been lost to the inroads of Berber tribes. Now collectively called the Maori as a generic term for the Berber tribes in the province of Mauritania. Praetorian Prefecture of Africa. In 533, the Roman army under Belisarius defeated the Vandals. In April 534, Justinian published a law concerning the administrative organization of the newly acquired territories. Nevertheless, Justinian restored the old administrative division, but raised the overall governor at Carthage to the supreme administrative rank of Praetorian Prefect, thereby ending the Diocese of Africa's traditional subordination to the Prefecture of Italy. Exarchate of Africa. The Emperor Maurice, sometime between 585 and 590, created the office of Exarch, which combined the supreme civil authority of a Praetorian prefect and the military authority of a Magister Militum, and enjoyed considerable autonomy from Constantinople. 2 exarchates were established, one in Italy, with seat at Ravenna, and one in Africa, based at Carthage and including all imperial possessions in the western Mediterranean. The first African exarch was the Patricius Gennadius. Mauritania Caesarensis and Mauritania Citofensis were merged to form the new province of Mauritania Prima, while Mauretania Tingitana, effectively reduced to the city of Septem, was combined with the citadels of the Spanish coast and the Balearic Islands to form Mauritania Secunda. The African exarch was in possession of Mauritania Secunda, which was little more than a tiny outpost in southern Spain, beleaguered by the Visigoths. The last Spanish strongholds were conquered by the Visigoths c. 624, reducing Mauretania Seconda, opposite Gibraltar, to only the fort of Septem. Muslim era in 789, the Sharifian Idrids, considered the founders of the modern Moroccan state, unified Mauritania with Berber support, and Morocco did again not come under the rule of an Eastern Caliph or any other foreign power until the 20th century. Episcopal sees. Ancient episcopal sees of the late Roman province of Mauritania Citafensis, listed in the Annuario Pontifico as titular sees. Acufida. Ara in Mauritania. Isava. Asua remixta. Castellum in Mauritania. Sida Musa. Celi in Mauritania. Cova. Eminentiana. Equisetum. Ficus. Flumen Piscens. Ggi. Horia. Horia Ananichi. Ierify. Lemelafor. Lemphocta. Lesva. Macri. Macriana in Mauritania. Marinana. Mejana. Molicunza. Mons in Mauritania. Mopta. Mercona. Navalachana. Oliver. Parthenia. Perdices. Privata. Salde. Sassafis. Sirte. Sitafish. Metropolitan Archdiocese. Socia. Shurista. Tamagrista. Tamalula. Tamaskani. Tabuzabetum. Thukar in Mauritania. Tinista. Vamalia. Zabi. Zalata. Line note references. The classic Latin dictionary, Follett, 1957, only gives Mauritania. C. Michael Hogan, Cella, The Megalithic Portal, ed. Andy Burnham Archive, June 27, 2015 at the Wayback Machine. Anthony A. Barrett, Caligula, The Corruption of Power, pp. 116-117. Cyprian de Idelorum Vanitate. Wickham, Chris. Framing the Early Middle Ages. Europe and the Mediterranean, 400-800. Oxford University Press. p. 18. ISBN 978-0-19-921296-5. Wickham, Chris. Framing the Early Middle Ages. Europe and the Mediterranean, 400-800. Oxford University Press. p. 335. ISBN 978-0-19-921296-5. Aguador Blázquez, Francisco. El Africa Bizantina. Reconquista y Ocaso. p. 46. Julian. Tradition reaches back to the origins of the modern Moroccan state in the 9th century Idriside dynasty, which founded the venerable city of Fez, Joffa, Morocco. Monarchy, legitimacy and succession, in Third World Quarterly, 1988. The Idrids, the founder dynasty of Fez and, ideally at least, of the modern Moroccan state. Moroccan dynastic Shurfa in two historical contexts. Idriside cult and Alawide power in The Journal of North African Studies Volume 6, Issue 2, 2001. Annuario Pontifico 2013. Seditito Leri, pp. 819-1013.